Guess who got invited to participate in Maker Academy Weekend? It's me. That's who. Guess what I made for Maker Academy Weekend? It's this. That's what. Guess who can also learn how to make it? It's you. That's who. Make sure you click the link that is below this video so that you can learn how to get started with Bling for beginners with the link that is below this tutorial. This is what I demonstrated how to make in Maker Academy Weekend. Let's get started. It's Romeo Wednesday. Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. We are doing some bling for beginners. This is what we're making. At the end of this video, if you find it helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let's look at the materials. We'll go to the website where I got the file and the rhinestones, and then we will head right into Leonardo Design Studio. Let's get started. The materials I'm using for this project include, of course, my Siser Romeo. I am using 2 colors of rhinestones in size SS10 that I purchased from thebabysbooty.store. I'm using Crystal SS10 and I'm also using Light Rose SS10. I'll show you more information about the rhinestones once we get to the website. I'm also using this rocket flock that I purchased from Heat Transfer Warehouse. This is specifically designated to be used with rhinestones, and it comes in a roll or you can purchase a smaller portion of it. I'm using KTM mask that I purchased from Heat Transfer Warehouse. The purpose of the mask is to transfer the rhinestones from the flock to your fabric. I'm also going to use a trim painter. You can find these in the paint department from any hardware store. You can also purchase these from Walmart. I'm using Dollar Tree cutting mats. They come 2 in a package. This is what one looks like. The purpose of this is to hold the template after it's been cut. I'm also going to use a wax pen just in case any of my rhinestones get flipped over while they're being brushed. And I'm using a Siser high-tack mat to cut out the rhinestone flock. And we will be using a file that is also available on the thebabysbooty.store website. Now let's head to her website so I can show you what the options are, and we will head straight into Leonardo Design Studio Pro. The heat source that I'm using, I forgot to mention that, is the Starcraft clamshell 15 by 15 heat press that I purchased from 143 Vinyl, and my design is going to be put on a black heavy cotton Gildan shirt. Let's take a look at the thebabysbooty.store's website. Depending on the day that you are watching this tutorial, you may have 2 options. You may have an option for the buy in, or you may only have the option for the buy now. If there is a buy-in that is taking place and you are wondering what is a buy-in and how does it work, don't worry, they have you covered because you can scroll down and there is a list of frequently asked questions and you can get the answers to all of your questions because you will get a better explanation by reading here instead of me trying to fumble through it and explain it. However, for the purpose of this tutorial, we will focus on the buy now. So I'm going to click on the buy now and I'm going to click on Bling now so you can see what the options are. Once you get to the Bling now, you'll see all of the available products. You can see everything that is available in terms of mixes and other materials that go along with rhinestones. So once you get here, you'll be able to decide on the colors that you want to use, because even though I'm using pinks for this tutorial, You might decide to use a different mixture of colors, but I want to show you how to get there. So once you scroll down, you can see that all of the rhinestones are listed in alphabetical order. So the color that I'm using for the center of the sunflower is one that is called crystal. So you can see that it's not on the first page, but if I were to go to the second page, I can see that crystal is right here. Okay, and this is what it looks like up close. And for this tutorial, the size of rhinestones that I'm using are SS10. So you would click on the SS10 and you would click add to bag. Okay, now you can purchase one or two, but it lets you know how many are available in stock. Okay, the other color that I've decided to use is one that's called light rose. Now you can see all of the products that I've recently viewed, because just like searching for the perfect font, I equate looking for the perfect color of rhinestones to be right in that same ballpark. It is so hard to decide which ones to choose because they are all equally beautiful. Okay, but we are going to go with light rose, and once again we will be selecting the SS10, which comes in a 20 gross. We would add it to the bag. As you can see, there are only 3 available at the time of this recording. Okay, so now once you've decided on the colors that you are going to use, then you can go back to view all, or you can go to look for the rhinestone designs. So I'm going to look at the rhinestone designs, and this is where the file that I'm using came from. So you can see she has multiple rhinestone files, and even the file that I'm using comes in SS6 or SS10. If you decide to go with the SS6 of this file, then please know you will also need SS6 rhinestones. The rhinestones you order should match the size of the template you're using, okay? So for this one, I'm using SS10 template and SS10 rhinestones, okay? So now let's go back for 1 second and look at view all, because in addition to having all of the rhinestones by color, right now on their website, they have what's called the Baby's Booty Treat Collection for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now this does cost $250. However, you also get a bigger portion of the favorable colors for this template, okay? So in here, there are 3 colors, and I'm not sure if they are listed. Okay, 1 ice box that contains 100 gross of rose, 1 ice box that contains 100 gross of light rose, and 100 gross of rose AB. And all of these all together, you would get in the bigger containers, and you will be saving $50 by buying it this way instead of purchasing them separately, okay? And she goes on to let you know that the pressing instructions for all of the rhinestones. So this is actually a very, very good deal. It comes in one of the silver containers, which we all love. And I just think it's beautifully packaged. Okay, so that is another option if you don't want to purchase the same stones that I purchased. All right, now let's head over to Leonardo Design Studio so we can get our file uploaded and we can get it cut out. I am in Leonardo Design Studio Pro. I'm going to click Design, and I'm going to open the file that I just downloaded from Eve's website. It is called the Breast Cancer Sunflower, and it is SS10. This is what the file looks like, and I am going to select Cut Only, going to select Next. These are all of the colors. I'm going to click Apply. Now, when you get the file, you will notice that Eve has some instructions for you here. These are just reminders. You're not actually going to cut any of this. It actually says delete this text box before cutting your template because you don't actually need this at all. Okay, it says right here, you can cut the total design only in the first square, or you can ungroup the first square and cut each color separately, or you can cut the brown and pink squares with a Cricut, but it's up to you. Okay, so we're not doing all of this. We are going to right click. We are going to ungroup this because it's a lot of this stuff we don't need. So this first thing right here, we don't need this. We can delete this. Okay, I'm also going to delete this whole box. And I also don't need this. I'm going to click delete. Okay, so all I really need is this right here and this right here, because I'm only going to do 2 colors. Now, if you wanted to do yours in multiple colors, for your sunflower portion, you could do half of the sunflower in one shade of pink and the other half in a different shade. You could do the hearts in one color. All of that will be up to you. However, just for the simplicity and ease of this tutorial, I'm only going to do my sunflower with the hearts and the ribbons in the light rose. And for the darker color, the center of the sunflower, I'm using crystal. Okay, so and remember, with rhinestone files, you never resize the file. I am not going to resize the file because the size is the size. Okay, so now we are ready to get this all cut out. We are good to go. So now what I'm going to do is click send design, all artwork that fits on the page, and I want to move each color layer to origin. I want it to cut out the way it's supposed to cut out. Okay, and I'm going to click send. All right, so what it's prompted me to do is put my first piece of flock on the mat first. And with rhinestone templates, you don't need to mirror because it's cutting through the flock and the flock is face up. Okay, and I'm going to click use cutter settings, and same thing with my pink. I'm going to put enough flock on the mat to be cut out with the Siser Romeo. Okay, and I don't want a weed box. Do I want, let's see. I think I do want an auto weed box. I do want that. I'm going to move this up over here just a little bit just for my sanity. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I do want a weed box. Okay, and I do want to use the cutter settings. I'm going to show you what my force and speed are on the Romeo, and I am using a Siser standard blade, and I am going to be connected to my Siser Romeo by Wi-Fi, and I'm going to click OK. So it is connected, and everything we'll do from here will be back on the camera. I have my heat press powered on and heating up to 350 degrees. I have cut a big enough piece of flock to fit on the mat, and I am going to use a speed of 13 and a force of 60. So I'm going to go ahead and get my mat inserted, and we will click send to cutter and get this cut out. Now that my flock is finished cutting, I will double check it just by peeling the top sheet away from the bottom. So I'm just going to grab a little corner right here and peel it away. And the goal is for all of the dots to still be on the white backing. I did do a weeding box so I could make sure. This is the center of the sunflower. Let's see if this cut out nicely. Ooh, look at that. Now, on the front of this template, I can brush in any color rhinestones that I want. I can use one color, I can use 2 colors. I can decide to brush in some for the hearts and some for the ribbons. That part will be completely 100% up to you. Now that I have all of my stones brushed in, I've gone over it with my finger to make sure I don't have any doubles anywhere. Now I'm going to use a piece of the KTM mask. I'm going to cut a piece that's big enough to cover the whole design, and I'm going to use it to pick up the rhinestones to transfer them over to my shirt. The scariest part about using the KTM mask is that it's very, very sticky, and it's like the rhinestones want to jump off the flock onto the transfer tape. So what I suggest you do is get it a little bit unsticky first. Let me show you. So I'm going to peel it back away from the backing, and I'm just going to stick it on my shirt a few times. 3 times should be plenty. And then I'm going to place it on my flock. I do see one extra stone right here. Let's move that to the side. Okay. I think I'm ready. It looks really good. It looks very, very good. Okay, so Eve at The Baby's Booty always says, commit, don't quit. So that's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I did it. It's very exciting. Very, very exciting. Now I'm making sure that all of my rhinestones are on the KTM mask. Like that. Okay. My heat press is just about finished. It did turn off while I was doing all the other stuff. Okay. I'm gonna peel it back. If you notice that any of your rhinestones are still on the flock, put the transfer tape back down and pick them up. I'm gonna put this down right here, and I see an extra rhinestone right here. I'm gonna move it over. I'll get those put back in the container. And while I'm waiting for my heat press to finish heating up, I'm going to go ahead and brush in the other side. And for that side, I'm using crystal. Just gonna pour a generous amount. Put the lid on, brush them in. The first thing I'm going to do is get a crease down the middle, and I'm going to pre-press my shirt. Here is the first layer of the file. I'm going to bring it over here. Carefully place it down, centering it as much as I can. I'm going to press this on 350 degrees for 15 seconds. Peel it back. See how pretty that is? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to get the other layer, and I am going to carefully place this in the middle. This is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is gorgeous. Okay, and press this. Peel it back. And there you go. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let me show it to you so you can see it. And there's that. Now, what am I going to say? I love it. I love it. And if you do too, and you have found this tutorial helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.